right?
No, they're all danceable. They're just very aggressive. Like, you can get your grind on. It's
Yeah. No,
it's
you're
gonna
right.
be
You're
a
right.
mean
You're
grind.
It's just a hard.
Tell me when it hurts. What's your safe word? All right, guys. We are back with another one. And again, we have Max and EJ again with a new song.
You're
a new but oldie, but a goodie. And I'm going to let them.
Yeah. So here we have El Vuelo, which is actually the most recent track we released together.
As friends.
As buds. And we actually released this under the name Malunez, which we'll save that discussion for later, why we changed the name and everything. It's another discussion. But it's Max and EJ. I don't know what it is.
At its core.
So let's play it. Let's just start from the beginning. We'll play it. We'll let it drop. We'll discuss it. Talk about the inspiration.
Sounds good.
Talk about why we made it. Let's go. So, like, this was the phase where it's like, it wasn't cool to have a 2-minute build. It was only cool to have like a 2-minute long song. So we kind of got into it
intro was
quickly
8.37 seconds.
Once again, here we are in Reason Studios. Shout out Reason.
Shout out Reason. I'm sorry, guys.
Shout out.
Listen, you still use Fruity Loops 2, bro.
11. I know they're at 26, but I'm at 11. Okay,
I'm really at 26.
Like 23. I'm moving my own pace, guys.
Here we go.
Here we go. Exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Dirty, bro. Dirty.
This was not as aggressive as some of our other stuff.
No, but
right?
Still pretty aggressive.
Still pretty aggressive. I feel like this one was maybe a little more danceable, right?
No, they're all danceable. Yeah. They're just very aggressive. Like, you can get your grind on.
No, it's
gonna be a mean grind.
It's just a hard.
Tell me when it hurts. What's your safe word?
Thrust your pelvis into mine. No.
You must need a safe word to dance to this.
Let's talk about inspiration. Well, first of all, let's talk about when we made this. We released this in 2021, right? 21, 22.
Okay.
And we made this
2020. It was 2020
when we did.
Yeah, because this is when Audius dropped.
Shout out to Audius. So we released this at the same exact time where shout out Who's John was putting together this whole Moombahton curation for Audius, the streaming platform.
That's right. That's right.
Real. And we were like, yo, we have something. We have something new. We never released it. And it was literally sitting on our hard drive since like 2015. Never touched it. Never did anything with it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that. Yeah. You know.
So, we just talked about a remix I did. I didn't even know it came out. Like I submitted it and I found it like years later. I was like, oh, it came out.
Crazy. But yeah.
It'd be like that.
So it was like that. And originally back then we took inspiration to shout out Moonchi's remix of Bang Bros.
Hey.
So as you can see here, the project file name is Pornhub. Sticking with the theme, right? But we took inspiration from that for real. And when we originally put together the track, we actually had a Nelly sample in here, which I'm going to play. And we wanted to release it with this, but we also didn't want Nelly showing up at our doorstep.
And Pharrell.
And Pharrell.
And Chad. Let's not forget Chad. Hey.
I mean, that would have been fire.
Yes, it works. It 100% works. It's awesome.
But we had to show that. I had to show this right now because this track has that eagle sound in the drop, and that's why.
That's why.
What are your thoughts on this, bro?
Elephants and eagles.
The eagle? Yeah.
Just play the
elephants.
No, I have to.
That's what you guys are like synonymous with.
Yo, yeah, we had a Native American sound pack that we grabbed that from.
Shout out Nat Geo.
Yeah.
Nat Geo.
So yeah, I mean that's the gist of the track. Obviously, we have a second drop. I'm not gonna play it. Check it out on Audius if you want to listen to it. But
it's still on the all-time list.
Top 8. Last time I checked.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah. By the way, El Vuelo, the flight. Had to double check that.
The flight. Do you notice any like difference in your workflow after all these years, from working from that project to now working on something as recent as this? Recent. Is there like just the workflow different?
I could comment on that.
Yeah,
I think it's just the experience along the way. You know, like when you're starting off, like and we started off 2011, so 2012, 2013, 2014. Those tracks took a while to build.
For sure.
This track came with. I mean, this track was done. I feel like in like 2 or 3 sessions.
I agree. At a certain point, we kind of just knew what our go-tos were. Like these are the sounds we're gonna use. These are the leads we want to use. Like, I feel like, and it's not uniquely us, but back then, 2010 to 2013 was all just like, make it sound good on your Rokit 4s.
Yeah.
You know, so like,
which was a terrible idea.
It was so bad. It was so hard to get.
I'm glad that it's like there's a stigma with those what's it called, those speakers now.
We've been there
because during that time it wasn't a stigma. Everybody was like, no, if you're not using them, you're not mixing your songs correctly. True. And we were all wrong. Like the whole industry was wrong because it was bad. Those speakers were not real sound. It was not real sound.
It was like, and I feel like that's part of the evolution too. Like we were working to make the song sound good on not great speakers. So sonically, I feel like the older stuff most of it sounds a lot rougher than when we get into like the 2015 through like current era. Yeah. Because now it's like we know where sounds are going to sit.
We made money and bought Yamahas. That's what happened.
Hey,
Yamaha was sitting waiting for everybody to convert. Just like, well, I told y'all.
Y'all could buy the $199 Rokits. Go for it.
Go ahead. You ever notice when you go into like a professional studio, they ain't no Rokits?
No Rokits.
No, never.
We never got the clue. Like many studios, you're putting your laptop on top of a $25,000 mixing board. The engineer's looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing? You're like, no, just plug me in. It's like, plug me in. Oh, you ain't got Rokits in here? No, I brought my own. It was bad.
Yeah,
bro.
for
it
real.
Was bad.
For real.
It was a bad time.
For real.
Shout out to the decent mixes out there, though. There was guys who were doing it really, really well. But a lot of us were very confused.
There definitely were those producers, and I could think of a few in my mind that like their songs were just so polished, and we would just sit there like, fuck. Why can't, like, it just such a track that sounded so full and well-rounded. Over time, VSTs got better to help you with mixing and mastering. So it's like a bit easier now. The tools are a little more refined now. Sure. But those dudes who were doing it back then with like key precision, like mixing, like mad respect.